I love that name though. Francis. It's a beautiful fucking name. It's a hot name. I want to fuck that name. It's hot. I figured it out. The third aberration show we did, Ted was wearing a mask, and that's why he was wearing a mask. I forgot all about that. I don't know how anybody would know that. You see how paranoid I am? They bugged the whole fucking. It's not like we talked about this shit on the phone. That's the shit we used to sit around and talk about. Maybe the no, it couldn't have been. It had to have been a bug in the computer. I have no fucking idea. Or maybe Riva, when she went to California, told it. I have no fucking idea. Well, yeah, Ted was wearing a mask for the third aberration show, and me and him used to talk about sweet ass Amy. I don't know what cupcake means. Is that what Renee used to call the geisha? Butterfly, cupcake, shit like that. She was great. And then they roll the corpse over, and he says to him, "Well done." And then the back breaks. I don't know, because the back on the stretcher breaks because Bobby had spinal bifida probably. Yeah, they they just pick on me entirely throughout the whole fucking thing. It sucks. I mean, you get into the program and you're watching the program and you're like, "Oh, good, I could turn my fucking brain off." And like I always say, during season 2 or season 3, the shit gets lit on fire and there's references every 10 seconds to shit we were saying, and it's making me paranoid. Who the fuck? Just these little bits of conversation that end up in a fucking TV show. Why? Thing with Cobalt Blue, that's Renee buying paint at the store. The thing with the photograph, that's Renee with her camera constantly around her neck, going with her little box of paints. We could not afford $50. That's what we were talking about. We could not afford $50 paints. Fuck that. We used to buy like a $15 wooden box of little paints, and she would paint. But yeah, no, we didn't take pictures like that. We made movies though. We made lots and lots of movies. But Claire turns into Renee essentially. It sucks. Yeah, I'm the snake. You know, I'm Rex. I seen a good TV show last night. Came right up in the middle. It's going to be okay, Rex. I was like, ah, oh, I love you. Thank you. And I always get what I want. I don't get what I need. If that's the way you're gonna live, then kill yourself. You know, you get what you want. What I want is very simple. But Shameless and The Sopranos were the best to me. You know, The Sopranos was very complimentary to me. It was nice and it was pretty fucking accurate. And Shameless was great. Carl, yeah, he's a combination of what Christian was going to turn into, and me. And Christian is a little bit like Carl. He looks a little bit like him, with that Emmy Rosen face. So I wonder what she's doing. God, I love her. The opening pilot, you could see right through that shirt, those gorgeous, perfect brown nipples, perfect ass. But yeah, that's essentially dealing drugs. That's essentially Christian. Yeah, we both did that though. I don't think they liked Albert from the spoken word recording, so they never, for some reason, they never mentioned him, not once, because he used a lot of profane words that were homophobic or whatever. But I don't think that was his nature. He lived with a gay guy. He was living at the Maybe farm with Scott. Hair all cropped just right, looked like fucking Lex Luthor and shit with his khakis. That was Scott. He's gay as hell. But yeah, they made a couple of references to Albert about him being a homophobe and other shit, and he's an asshole. And he's not. He was a sweet guy. But yeah, they had everyone in there. Everyone we knew. The Russian flower shop guy looks just like fucking Rich. And they had Rich dealing bags and Curb Your Enthusiasm. That was Rich too. Yeah, it just makes me sad because I just want to watch a TV show, and you know, and you like the TV show, and then it turns into that. Fucking sucks. Total envy. Someone came and just, like I said, put their poison dick in it and just emptied their bladder into a good brew. It sucks. I read about La Vida Loca and then someone turns it into an ultimate jealousy fest. Pretty sad. But I know who it was and I know when I'm being fucking blacklisted, you know? And that's the way I prefer it anyway. If I can't be amongst the best, then I don't want to be there. I belong there. And if someone could have manipulated, if they still did, if someone could just manipulate me, you could have quality shit. I don't need no fucking script. I'll wing it. I'll assemble 5 or 6 songwriters and write myself and put out great shit. Yeah, me and Ted always had something for masks. We always had an appreciation for them. We used to wear masks and dress up crazy on stage. I'd wear my father's postal uniform or wear a bathrobe, do a show entirely in a bathrobe. Remember I told you that? I told you that I think we're going on 14 years ago. The lyrics to Chicken Shit Conformist by the Dead Kennedys. That shit is true. That shit is fucking true, those lyrics. I mean, truer words were never penned, were never put down. But I could give a fuck about those days. I just want to know for my for my own personal peace, who the fuck was, I mean, bugging us like that, or who was going back and telling people what we're talking about and putting it in a show. And I used to have, when I was selling my piano, I had a guy come up to the house too, and he was talking about, I'll never forget it, he was talking about this band Scout, who I had never heard of. He's like, have you ever heard of them? And I'm like, no. And then I seen it on The Sopranos. It was on Jamie Sigler's wall. I'm like, I thought the dude was from out of town. It creates such a psychic. It just tears up. It was designed to stunt and pull apart your band. That's what it was designed to do. To create paranoia, to hold it down long enough so that someone can stay on top when nobody's even gunning for their position. You know, our thing was making records, and then they started in on that. It's like, mind your fucking business. We got a homebrew record that we got, a beautiful little record we made 1,000 of them, and now you got to talk about it. It's not even out yet, and they're already talking about it. It's like, fuck out of here. Fucking jealousy. But I'm sick to death of talking about 26 fucking years ago. I just want to know who the fuck was doing that. I want to have private moments with my girlfriend back then. I want the shit broadcast every time I fuck her. I'm thinking maybe it was the telephone, because how else would they know I'm called Snake? My sister never used to come and visit me. We used to talk on a phone. I need to be in my drum room with 8 tracks of drums going to my console, my Vox simulator, my Vox emulator, my Mellotron emulator, my sitar samples, my drum samples, my acoustic guitar, my electric, my bass, my harmonica, you know. And that's what I need to be doing, making my music, getting back to 2018 when I stopped doing it.